All right, here in lesson 4.4, we are going to start comparing distributions. And the two ways we're going to do this are two different types of graphs, okay? We're going to look at parallel double box plots, or parallel box plots or double box plots, what I should say, which is basically plotting two box plots on the same number line to compare them. And you can see an example of that below, which we're going to get to in a minute. The other type of comparison that we're going to make are double or back-to-back stem plots, which uses one stem with one data set on the left and a different data set on the right. We'll get to that example in a little bit. So to compare distributions, we can use SOX to help them or help us. So what does SOX stand for? It stands for shape, outliers, center, and spread. So when you need to compare distributions, the first thing you want to do is compare the shape of each group. Then you want to look for and describe the outliers. Then you want to compare the centers of the data. And last, you want to compare the spread of the data. So let's do that with the information below. It says, consider the following parallel box plots comparing the Chicago Bulls and Toronto Raptors from the 1997-1998 season. Compare the two distributions. So let's use our checklist. Let's first compare the shape. And we should see that the Bulls, so we'll say the Bulls box plot is skewed to the, where's the tail? So skewed right, while the Raptors appears, well, there's no tail, so it appears symmetrical. All right, so we just did the first one. We just compared the shape. Now we have to look at the outliers, okay? So when we look at this, it doesn't really look like there's any outliers. So we're just going to say there does not appear to be any outliers, okay? We don't see any. So we just mentioned that we don't think there are any. Now let's take a look at our center. So let's think about this. Compare the centers of the data. So I would say, what's the center again? That's the median. So the median of the Bulls, let me just minimize this a little so we can see it better and I can write more. The median of the Bulls, or the center of the Bulls, is less than the Raptors. So a nice easy statement like that. And then the last part, we're comparing the spread, which means what has a wider range. And we can say that the Bulls, and what are we looking at here? Points scored. The Bulls had a wider range of scoring. As you can see, there's a wider span, okay? The min is somewhere around 100-ish, and the max is like 2,300 compared to the Raptors, which is around 100, but that only goes up to about 1,300. So a much shorter spread for the Raptors.